Did you know you can get Ableton Live for free? Well, I'm going to share exactly how to do that, as well as 3 tips and tricks to help you save money when purchasing Ableton Live. So let's dive in. Hey everyone, welcome back to Behind the Spacebar. Behind the Spacebar is a podcast for playback techs, musicians, music directors, really anyone performing live on stage with Ableton Live. We're going to talk about how to save money when purchasing Ableton Live. And I think this is super helpful and important because any opportunity we get to save money is a good opportunity, right? And I think first off, it's worth mentioning Ableton Live is not that expensive as it is. The intro version of Ableton Live is $99. We can go all the way up to Ableton Live Suite for $749. But there's some ways you can save money on purchasing Ableton Live. That's about what today's episode is all about. So let's start at the very top. I did mention at the very intro, at the very beginning, that you could get Ableton Live for free. How in the world could you do that? Well, there's a version of Ableton Live called Ableton Live Lite. And if you purchase any piece of hardware, sometimes even specific software from Sweetwater, from Guitar Center, wherever you're getting it, Amazon, a lot of times there'll be kind of add-on software utilities and things included with that. Sometimes it's a collection of samples. I remember in the past I had, this was, 15, I don't want to say 20 years ago, maybe 15 years ago. I bought, I think, an audio interface. In fact, if I remember correctly, it was a PreSonus FirePod. Let me know in the comments if you remember that interface. It was a really great interface, 8-input XLR interface. In fact, I think it was one of the only 8-input XLR interfaces that was like affordable. It was for consumers and not like for a studio. And it was FirePod, which again, or FireWire, excuse me. Again, let me know in the comments if you remember the good old days of FireWire. Also, let me know in the comments if, again, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're still rocking FireWire. And if you are, then God bless you, sir or madam. You're a brave soul. Okay. So, anyway, I bought my PreSonus FirePod interface, and with it, I needed a DAW. I needed something to record with. And with it came this little disc that said Ableton Live Lite. Now, I think at that point I had not ever heard of Ableton Live, but what it essentially was a version of Ableton Live that I could record with, that I could edit audio with, that I could use plugins with, but it was completely free included with that hardware. And that's what Ableton Live Lite is. It's a version of Ableton Live that's limited in tracks and MIDI and features and sounds and stuff, but there's enough there to get started. I would say it's questionable if there's even enough to use to run tracks. Again, it's enough to get started. It's enough to run click on stage, but it's completely free. So if you've are looking to purchase a piece of hardware, piece of software, maybe hold off on purchasing Ableton Live quite yet, because it's very possible you'll get Ableton Live Lite for free, which is really, really great. Okay, now number 2, let's say you've already got Ableton Live. You got Ableton Live Intro, Ableton Live Standard. You want to save some money in purchasing Live. What's really cool is you can upgrade your version of Ableton Live. So let's say you've got Ableton Live Intro, $99. You're looking, like I'm convinced I want to get Standard. You do not have to go out and pay full price for Ableton Live Standard. You can pay the upgrade price for that. And the way you do that is log into your account at ableton.com, go to the shop. And when you get to the shop, you're going to see specific upgrade pricing based on license. So like you select your serial number for that specific version for your Ableton Live Intro license, for your Ableton Live Lite license even, and you will get upgrade pricing to get Standard or get Suite. And that's something I really want to stress. I kind of glazed over this. This is super important to make sure you understand, is even if you have Ableton Live Lite, you got it for free. You got it with hardware, software, with a MIDI controller. You got it completely for free. You can log into your Ableton account, check out your pricing there, and there's going to be some upgrade pricing for you that's cheaper if you start with Lite than if you just started like full in and just went to purchase it. So upgrading is a really, really cool way to save some money when purchasing Ableton Live. So if you've got a copy of Ableton Live, whether it's Live Lite, Intro, make sure you log into your account, again, ableton.com, and view the pricing on the shop for your specific license. Now, next, I'm going to share one final tip and trick that applies to students, that applies to churches, even applies to you if you're not in one of those scenarios. I'll share exactly how to do that. That's going to allow you to save even more money on Ableton Live. Incredible discounts. But before I do that, just want to ask if you enjoy this content, if you're a fan of what I do it from studio to stage. We just celebrated our 4th birthday. That is amazing. We had a really cool celebration that week, and it was just really cool. But if you're a fan, if you like this content, a simple way you can say thanks is hit the subscribe button over on YouTube, hit the bell icon so you're notified when I post new content. I post new videos every single day, Monday through Sunday. And if you're listening on iTunes, I have a goal of hitting 100 ratings and reviews by the end of 2022. So help me hit that goal. Leave a rating and review. And if you know anyone that would like this pod, I gotta stop saying pod. It sounds so stupid. Likes this podcast, then shoot them a text with a link. Tell them to subscribe and leave a rating or review as well. Okay, so how can you save even more money on Ableton Live? Well, there is an Ableton Live EDU version. And if you are a student, a teacher at a university, any sort of educational institution, then you can purchase Ableton Live at an amazing discount. So before I got on, I just wanted to log in and check. Actually, I don't have it written down, but I'm pretty positive off the top of my head. So if I got this wrong, then forgive me for this. But when I checked, despite me writing it down, I believe Ableton Live Standard was $249, which is an amazing discount for EDU. Now, based on where you are in the world, that may be a little different price. Based on the time you're watching this, that may be a different price as well too. But I get Ableton Live Standard for $249. That's again an amazing deal. In order to get the EDU status, again, I mentioned a student, a teacher at an educational institute, but if you're also on staff at a church, you qualify for that EDU discount as well too, which is really great. But let's say you're neither of those. You're not a student. You're not doing this as a worship leader at church. Does that mean you're out of luck? Well, it used to, but there's a really great way that you can qualify for EDU status, and that's by becoming a From Studio to Stage student. So if you head to FromStudio2Stage.com/subscribe, I'll put the link in the description of this in the show notes to get over there. You can become a From Studio to Stage student. You can subscribe monthly or annually. You get access to a lot of stuff, a lot of courses, a lot of content. Just really quickly, I'll rattle off a few things. This is not a official, I guess it is an official sales pitch, but you get 200 credits every single month, which is essentially equivalent to $200. So you can download all of my templates, all my patches, all my presets for free, which is really great. Get 24/7 access, on-demand access whenever you want to every single course I have on the site. Right now, we're over 50. We're getting really close to 60, which is insane and absolutely nuts. Get a monthly call that's just for students, as well as a community, access to an exclusive community that's just for students, which is really great, and a great way to learn how to use Ableton Live, to ask questions at any time of the day, to get answers to. But one of the great features of becoming a From Studio to Stage student, this is where this applies, is you get access to exclusive discounts. And one of those is you can purchase Ableton Live at the EDU rate. So again, you can get Ableton Live Standard for $249, which is amazing. So to get that, again, you've got to go to FromStudio2Stage.com/subscribe. You'll get an email that walks you through all the discounts. I'll actually include a link in the description of this video. Yeah, I could do that. That links directly to member only discounts. We have discounts on in-ears. We have discounts on plugins. We have some hardware discounts as well too. A lot of really good stuff, but particularly as it pertains to this episode, you can get Ableton Live EDU status just by becoming a From Studio to Stage student, which is really cool. And that's part of From Studio to Stage being an Ableton Live certified training center, because I'm an Ableton Live certified trainer, and it's awesome. So super great way to have the subscription essentially pay for itself really quickly. All right, so that's what I got for you today. I would highly encourage you to upgrade to Ableton Live 11.1. There's some really great features. It's a great time to do that. And again, follow these 3 tips when it comes to upgrading to save some money. And if you're looking to purchase new hardware software, be on the lookout for that live Lite disc. And if you want to save even more, then use the EDU discount, either by being a student, purchasing as a nonprofit houses of worship church scenario, or by becoming a From Studio to Stage student. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you on the next episode of Behind the Spacebar. Take care, everybody. Bye.